The one thing that makes marriage so hard is that marriage reminds me of the relationship I had with my mom and dad growing up, because that's when I learned about intense emotional relationships that were really important to me. So when I was a kid, there was one person in the world who was so important to me because that person was the person who ensured my survival, not just physical survival, but emotional survival. I relied on my mom and dad for emotional protection, for physical protection, for food, clothing, shelter, and for love. That was the reality of me being a kid growing up. Now, as an adult, none of that is true. I don't rely on my wife for any of those things. She is the most important person in the world to me, but I don't rely on her for survival. My brain doesn't always remember that, though. It likes to go back to this childhood position that says, if my wife is unhappy with me, I'm in really, really big trouble, and I have to do something to change that right now. I need to use some sort of intense emotionality, or I need to withdraw, or I need to take some sort of extreme action, or I just need to get really depressed about it because it's not acceptable for my wife to be unhappy with me. As an adult, it actually is acceptable for my wife to be unhappy with me because it doesn't affect my survival the way it would have affected my survival theoretically for my mom to be unhappy with me when I was a kid. At least my brain was wired that way as a kid, that said, if your mom's unhappy with you, your chances of survival have decreased because you rely on this person for survival.